Hey guys, and welcome back to CryptoKai. Today we're going to be talking about our CryptoKai Trend X-Ray indicator and how you can get access to it. The Trend X-Ray is a bespoke swing trading indicator that can be seen in all my YouTube videos and is based on historic price moving averages relative to the current candle closing price. And then what that does is that generates these candle colors to represent trend. Now, whilst this isn't some sort of new breakthrough idea, the way I've scripted it to give it this really nice visual on the chart makes it really useful for scanning assets to quickly assess trend, but also to generate trade ideas itself. Now, why may you actually use this? Well, if you're looking for shorts, longs, even long-term macro plays, one of the best things you can actually do that new traders often forget is to trend follow. Now, the idea behind trend following is that the trend is your friend. If you are planning on taking a long position or a short position and you're looking, your time frame is a few months or days or weeks or even hours, depending on the time frame you're looking at, you stack the odds heavily more in your favor over time the longer the trade goes on if you're following the general macro trend on the higher time frames. So what I mean by that is that if I'm taking a long position on the, for example, the 4-hour chart, thinking, okay, I'm going to hold this trade for a few days. I want some long exposure here because I think the price is going to go up, 10-20% is my target. Well, I stack the odds heavily more in my favor if on the weekly chart or even the monthly, the general trend is bullish. We're in a bull market, right? Because despite the short-term volatility, if the general long-term trend is up, then the probability that my trade idea is going to be correct over time is increased. And that's opposed to taking a more contrarian view and betting against the trend. Over time, your general trade thesis is more likely to be invalidated. So let's dive into the charts here. What I've got loaded is the CryptoKai Trend X-Ray, as you can see here. And I just wanted to show you how to use it and then how you can actually get access to it. So for example, what we see here is 3 colors, blue, red, and silver. If there's a blue candle, it represents a bullish trend. Silver candles represent either consolidation or no trend, and red candles represent a bearish trend. So what this isn't is an indicator to immediately buy or sell if it flips green or red. It's not that at all. What this is a accompanying indicator to a swing trading strategy that's going to help you validate your trade ideas. So for example, we had this breakout here. Down here, there's this red bearish price structure, and that's because we had nuked pretty hard from around the 13k levels, but we were creating this sort of symmetrical triangle trading pattern, which could be bullish or bearish depending on the way it breaks out. But we broke out and had this first blue candle close upon the breakout of the actual wider TA structure. So if you were playing this TA structure but also had this indicator on, then you had a confirmation of a bullish trend here, and that's a breakout, and that could be traded. And if you did trade that the whole way, at least even to the first silver candle, that would have been a 180% move on your trade. And then, if you traded it to the first red candle, that's actually almost a 4 times on your trade idea. And when I mean generating trade ideas on the lower time frames as well, is that on the 3-day chart, for example, we can see this is a bullish trend. I can see, for example, we're setting these higher highs throughout, right? We're just full blue candles, setting these higher highs. But if I wanted to take a shorter term long, I'd feel a lot more comfortable knowing that the trend is bullish here. And then drilling down to like the 4-hour, for example, on the shorter time frames, I might be looking for a more short-term target. Breaking out of this pattern here, this is drawn really badly, but on the higher time frames, we're bullish. I might just want to trade the breakout on leverage, for example, and then take profit here. And because the wider trend is in my favor, that trade idea is more likely to be validated. While in contrast, if I was trying to short here while the higher time frames are bullish, that's a sort of contrarian view, playing against the trend, and in my opinion, very dangerous. You're trying to sort of time absolute tops and going against where all the volume is, and that can lead to you getting punished pretty hard. So I generally favor just trading with the trend and trying to be as unbiased as possible. So same here, we've got this high-low structure. And so if I was a swing trader or a day trader, I'd be looking on the lower time frames, maybe trying to take shorter term positions. Or, if I was a long-term trader, this is just good enough for me. The 3-day or weekly these blue candles, I'm just happy sitting in my spot bags and awaiting until I see weakness in the market. Again, using this in combination with the general price action, you know, we're hitting these tops here, and each time they're getting sort of smaller in magnitude, and that is a sign of exhaustion in the market. The bullish momentum is sort of waning here. We have this first breakdown to set our first lower low on a macro scale, and also in combination with these red candles. Now this is where you want to be taking notice. You know, even on a higher time frames here, I'd be starting to look to exit the market potentially. Would I sell straight away? Not necessarily. We've set a lower low. What I'd be looking for here is setting a lower high now. You know, we set a lower low, and if we go on the replay tool, you know, at this point you're starting to take notice. If you're macro bullish on the market and this starts happening, if the trend indicator is starting to go red, I'd be looking for a subsequent bounce to potentially sell into. And generally that's what a lot of other people are doing when weakness is found in the market. And right here, if I speed this up a little bit, we're going to start to see a lower high form and no green candles coming back. We start closing and we're showing weakness. You know, this candle is closing with a wick above it, nowhere near the all-time high. We're putting these silver candles instead of blue candles. Currently it's a lower high, and we close that way as well, and you'll see, you know, this is where a lot of people start to sell into weakness, right? And that happens. So pretty bad if you're on the receiving end of that, but that's how you could use it. So to summarize, you know, this lower low, lower high structure in combination with the indicator, you can start to see weakness at a glance, and then potentially sell into that weakness if you're a macro trader, or if you're looking for shorts. If you're a day trader, swing trader, you could look for shorts in this weakness as well. Down here we also have an example of a breakout where we've got these red candles, silver candles, price action grinding down, this bearish sort of directional bias going on in this weird consolidation crab market. But then we have this breakout, first blue candle, straight away breakout, and even if you just traded that from the close, you'd now be up 30%. So that's a quick overview of the CryptoKai Trend X-Ray. It's a really good tool for screening assets. Works on multiple timeframes. I prefer the 3-day, the weekly, and the daily. And on the shorter timeframes, I'm just playing into the trend that the indicators signaling on the higher timeframes. How do you get access? Well, that's really simple. If you're a CryptoKai portfolio holder, so you hold either the CryptoKai Innovation or CryptoKai Blue Chip Index, which you can see at cryptokaidojo.com/portfolios, you get it for free. All you have to do is join the Discord channel. So if we go to trading indicators, you just click here or click on the top right here to Discord community, drop a message, I'll get back to you and we'll sort you out your free access. There's 0 strings attached whatsoever. Another quick thing I wanted to mention, if you do get access to the CryptoKai Trend X-Ray because you're a portfolio holder, then you will also get access to the CryptoKai Momentum indicator as well. It doesn't really deserve its own video. It's an indicator based on the relative momentum index, which is the RMI, and which is a fairly standard indicator. I've just visualized it a little differently with a sort of signal line, this longer RMI and a shorter length one as well. And what this is really looking for is seeing sort of fatigue and divergences in the market. So earlier we mentioned how in the bull run we were making these higher highs, but each higher high was kind of less in magnitude, and we said that was kind of a sign of exhaustion from the bulls. Well, what the momentum indicator will do is visualize that exhaustion. So you see the price here setting these high highs, and on the momentum indicator we're setting these lower highs consistently until we set this kind of lower low, and then we went into this lower high structure that we mentioned earlier on the 3-day, and we see that down here it was a bearish retest of the signal line. And even just looking at the price, you can see that the general trend here is kind of like this, but down here the momentum is consistently fading, which is a sign of weakness. And if you're a technical trader, that's what you're selling into. You want to sell into any strength that's left in the market, and especially so when it's showing weakness. So just quickly showing you the momentum indicator here, really useful as well. I use it in combination with the Trend X-Ray indicator, and getting access to that is the exact same way. So that's it guys, hope that was insightful, hope that was useful. If you have any questions, just get in touch. See you guys next time.